is happening? Believe Nation, how we doing? Happy Wednesday. Wednesday's my project day, so I like having one day per week to work on whatever projects I want to work on. I think if you feel stressed out, overwhelmed, you got so much on your plate, and if you're like most entrepreneurs, you've got a million things on your to-do list, right? Does that resonate? How many things are on your to-do list that you got to get done? How many emails you have to get back to? How many projects? How many ideas you've got? When do you actually get your to-do list done? And I used to struggle a lot with that. I'd have these lists and emails or Evernotes or just papers and just keep adding to my list of to-dos, more ideas, more things to do. And I never got any of them done because it was never a place in my calendar to actually get them done. And it caused me stress when you know you have to do something and then there's no place in your calendar to actually do them. I think that's where we get a lot of stress, where if you know you've got time to do something, then it allows you to be more productive, allows you to be more intentional, allows you to stop getting so distracted and worried all the time. So what I like doing is having one day per week to work on my projects, whatever I need to get done. So that's Wednesday. So I'm not worried about my team. I'm not worried about my YouTube channel. I'm not worried about my interviews. I'm not worried about any other stuff that on a given day I'd be worried about. Wednesdays are just my day to work on my to-do list. And sometimes I put stuff there. Sometimes my team puts stuff there. And throughout the week, here's what I do. I'll email myself throughout the week all the different things that I want to do. And then I put them into my projects folder. I have a folder on my computer. It's called projects. And then on Wednesday, I look at them. And I just pick what are the ones that I want to work on today. And that's what I've been doing all day. I woke up early, got up at 5 something today, and just started getting to work. And it's been amazing. It's been productive. And I think if you can find some time, you may not be able to put an entire day in your week, every week to do it, but if you can find some time to be your project time so that you know when you've got that late night idea or you've got some other idea where you're working on something that you're supposed to be working on, that there's actually a spot in your calendar. Because if there's no spot in your calendar to actually get that stuff done, again, it's going to cause stress, anxiety, worry, and you won't be able to focus on the thing you're supposed to be doing right now. But when you can focus on it, you know, okay, that's okay. I'm going to take care of it on Wednesday. Then you can get back to the thing you're doing and stay intentional. Make sense? All right. Let's go. What do we got? Someone at Capture says, yo, you can't have a live and want us on Clubhouse. It's Tony versus Evan. Well, hey, you're here. You can listen to both at the same time. Appreciate the love. We've been having a lot of fun with Clubhouse, so I'm glad you're getting some value there. Okay, let's see. Who wants to go live? Who's got questions? Popping down below. Let's see what we got. We got Kibadu Jones. I hope I pronounced that okay. Kibadu. Wait and see how I can bring some value. Kibadu Jones. Let's see where she's from. Here we go. Kibadu, I sent you the invite. This is going to be fun. Thank you, Zane, for my video. Yeah, Zane gave a nice video for Nina. That was pretty epic. Christina Knows in the house. Welcome aboard. Kibadu, where are you? There she is. Hey, Kibadu.
Hey,
Did I pronounce your name okay?
Yes, Kibadu.
Kibadu, great. Where's home for you?
Houston, Texas.
Hey, all right. I hear it's insanely hot right now.
It is 107. No, just kidding. I don't know what it is. It seems like it's 163. I don't know. It's hot.
It's hot. Well, we don't get that hot. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. It doesn't get that hot. Anyway, what do you got? How can I help?
Well, actually, I am just starting my business. I did a self-published a children's book. And so it's just kind of like a little frustrating trying to figure out how to get it marketing, how to get into the different schools. Because I'm trying to, getting to the positive self-esteem, get the children have self-awareness, create their own self-awareness, self-appreciation and within themselves. And so it's just trying to find where these kids are, who can benefit from it, those kind of things. So just trying to keep my head up and doing that as well.
I love it. The school system is a rough one to get into. That would not be my first. Why school? I mean, I get that's what the kids are, but why? Anytime you deal with the government.
I know. I worked for the
slow.
I worked for the government for 31 years. So yeah.
Okay. So did you pick schools because you have contacts there already that's going to make it easier, or what?
Well, yeah, I do have the schools. I've sent the books off to uh, keep teens in the juvenile detention centers. So that's working out. And so I've gotten books into schools in Ghana, and I just sent them out for St. Kitts. And I'm working with Nigeria and Australia, and then somebody's going to send them to South America. So I have different contacts. I'm doing
But
school
but
now.
what
Uh,
about America?
huh?
What about
South America.
America?
Yeah, well, that too. I mean, yeah, I've sent them out to Michigan, schools in Michigan.
Okay, okay.
It's just I have a lot of teachers. I didn't know I had a lot of friends that dealt with special needs kids. So, and I did foster homes. And so I've gotten it out to the foster homes, no, foster and adoptive agencies. I did 3.
Okay, so is this a book for special needs kids, or this is a book for world kids, because they all need self-esteem?
World
Yeah,
kids,
okay.
actually world kids. And
Okay.
actually my senior saints, I have like 10 of them that wanted the books, and I just delivered 2. So my seniors are wanting to work with the books as well. It's called Tap Into Your Mindfulness. And so I do tapping, and I do a lot of mindful activities within the book. And
Great.
so they're tapping the word of the day. They're doing their own affirmations. They're speaking into themselves. They're creating mantras. They're drawing their dreams, drawing their dream worlds and creating their own self-awareness. So whereas, if you tell them they aren't something, they're going to know at the end of the book, they are. So they're doing I am statements, I will statements, I need, I can, I have.
The faster way to get this book out in people's hands, and it's great what you're doing, and donating books and getting them sent out, but you want to be thinking about offline and online media.
Mm-hmm.
Who is already talking about this message, and they just don't have the book to put in their hands? So who are the traditional media? Who are the reporters who are talking about this? Who are the reporters talking about self-esteem in kids, or
Okay.
covering kids, covering America's youth? Like, who are those people? And
Okay.
letting them know that this new book exists. And reporters are pretty easy to find. Most of the time they have their email or Twitter or Instagram on the articles that they're writing. You could start local. I mean, Texas is a giant state.
Yes.
there's a
I,
lot of kids there who need your help. So just reaching out to the media, because they're looking for stories all the time.
I
You're
like that
making
idea. Yeah, I do. I like that idea because actually my god sister works for Channel 13 here in Houston. So I do need to tap into her and some other
tap. I
people.
like how you said that. You got to tap into her.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
and
like
listen, and
that.
once you get one, you use that to go get more. So if you get on
Exactly.
Channel 13, like, why wouldn't Channel 13 cover this? I mean, they're going to cover the drama and the heat wave and the negativity, but there's always a piece that highlights community, that showcases something positive that's going on. Why can't that be you and your book tomorrow
I would
night?
do that. I will do that. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
then you use that to go get more
Right.
TV, more radio, think online as well, Instagrammers, YouTubers, people who are making content, TikTokers for sure. But if you already have the in with Channel 13, that's your starting point.
Right. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that today.
I want to see.
Thank you.
I want to see on your Instagram in 3 weeks. I'm on Channel 13
I
talking about my book.
know.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Much love. Good luck.
You
Take care, Kivadu.
too.
Okay. That's great. I love it. Tap, 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 tap. That's right. Evan keeps you motivated. Thanks, Tessa. All right. We appreciate you. Okay. What do we got? We got a little bit of time. Should we do some Movement Makers Q&A? Should we do some Movement Makers Q&A? Who's here for Movement Makers? Who do we got? I see Tess in the house. I see TG in the house. Okay. Let's bring them in. Tess, TG. Who else we have here for Movement Makers? Scrolling. If you're in Movement Makers and you want to join us, let me know. Let's go. We're going to bring in Tess and TG here to start. Let's see what we got. All right. Okay, we're going to do some Q&A time. Evan and the ladies. Here we go. There she is. Oh, I see the book behind. I like it.
Yeah, it's here.
Wow, look at you, Tess. You're enjoying the sun there. Oh, Tess, you're very laggy.
Great.
You're very laggy, Tess. You might need to.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
She's very laggy.
Beautiful.
She's circling. Tess, oh, Tess is gone. Tess, we got to fix your internet. Okay, you know, I see Susie in the house. We're gonna bring in Susie. Susie's movement maker family. Coaching with Susie. Okay. Evan and the ladies, here we go. We're gonna answer your questions. Get your questions ready. We're gonna answer them. Susie, there she is.
Hi. How you guys doing today?
It's happening. So Susie has these amazing videos. If you ever just want some fun and some light, go to Susie's page. She's always dancing. She's always doing something.
Oh yeah.
And I love how you just express. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. That's me, and I'm figuring that out, Evan,
That's really nice.
with your assistance. And I'm stopping the IG lives and doing more podcasts with movement makers. So that's where I am. Because remember, at the beginning when we interviewed, I said I want to be the ghetto Oprah. And I want to interview people. I want to help people up. I want to inspire people to become their best selves.
I love it. Well, you're doing it. It's inspiring. I look at your dancing like she's doing. Oh, there's Tess.
Hi, ladies.
Okay, she's back inside. Tess, you got kicked out. Your internet was bad on the deck there.
Outside. Yeah.
You can't shut down Tess. You can't shut her down. No, of course. Okay.
Those three, no.
Okay, so all of these wonderful ladies are movement makers, and we're gonna do some Q&A. So use the little chat tool below, ask your questions, and we'll see how many we can get through. Okay, let's go. First one, how to cheer up someone in just 1 second. Wow, that's a fun one. Okay, who wants to take that? How do you cheer somebody up in 1 second?
I'll take that one. Give them some kind of encouraging word. Give them some kind of encouraging word. Tell them that they look good. You know, like if they have on something nice, if you notice that they had a haircut, something that you haven't noticed before about them, give them one little compliment. One little compliment goes a long way.
There we go, Coach Susie. I like it. Okay, who's next?
Yeah, I'll go, but I agree with Susie. So it's like almost repeating it. The thing is to give the person the compliment. And sometimes you give your friend a compliment and you say, you know what, I just love your dress. And they go, oh, it's an old dress I had from a long time ago. And that's when I shut them up. I said, accept the confidence or forget it. So I am teaching most of my friends to accept confidence and the compliment. Take the compliment and say, thank you. I love it too. Anything like that.
All right, I like it.
And and I only add a big smile to it.
Yes.
Yes.
To all what they say, you know, give them a smile.
Yeah, I think just to that point, I think you can make somebody smile just at how you show up. Like I was smiling just seeing you three ladies in the chat. You know, I was like, oh, we're gonna have some fun together. You didn't even have to come on and say anything yet, right? Just seeing you. So I think your energy speaks a lot to whatever you want other people to feel yourself. Like if you want somebody else to smile yourself and actually feel happy. You could make strangers smile walking down the street just by you smiling and smiling at them, right? Not in a creepy way, but just a happy way, right?
Right.
So I every now and then I do this little fun exercise where I imagine that I love this person. So, you know, I'm in Toronto. We're a big city. We got millions of people, and it's easy to kind of get lost in the shuffle. Plus, I'm shy and introverted and don't like talking to people in general anyway. So, when I see somebody walking on the street, I just imagine, okay, I love this person.
Wow.
And they have no idea who I am, right? And as they're walking by, it just changes how you show up. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go up and like hug them or something, but even just like a smile at them makes a big difference, and they'll smile back. So if you want to make somebody smile in 1 second, it's really about how you show up, the energy that you show up with, build energy is infectious. Hopefully you guys watching now, you're getting contagious from all of our positive energy and belief, right? So think,
Yes.
yes, the words you say, and just keep track of how you're actually showing up, because it makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
You like that? Okay,
I used
good.
to
Let's see
drive.
what
I
else.
used to drive the school bus, and the other bus drivers, they would be like mean and asking like, "How do you do that?" And it's like, how the kids respect you, how you show up on the bus. The kids respect you by your respect for them. Simple as that.
All right, let's go. Okay, here we go. Nina in the house. How do we distinguish between a delay that is procrastination or a delay that's God's plan?
Mm.
Ooh, see? Oh, you got us thinking,
That's
Nina.
a
You got
deep
us
one.
thinking. Who who wants to go first?
I will try.
Okay.
So for me, procrastination is something that I keep on postponing out of my own, uh, be it intentional or unintentional reasoning that doesn't really help me perform or doing it. That's how I see it, because emotionally I'm not ready to do it. So I just procrastinate. I ask questions. I'm disempowering myself. I'm in the negative zone of taking action. So that's really what procrastination is. Even if the opportunities come in, I'm not ready to take action. So that's what procrastination to me. But when it's not God's will, I know I'm in a situation where I cannot do it. If that's the case, then I will think about what are the things I have to fulfill to make it happen. And I have a desire to do it, but I can't do it. But procrastination is, even if I can do it, I'm not willing to do it. So that's where the major difference lies for me.
All right. Who's next?
Jump in,
I'll go
Susie.
next. Yeah, I would. I don't want to always go first, but I think with procrastination, just like with depression, we give this negative word for something our body is telling us to rest and relax, right? So we want to see it as procrastination. We want to see it as depression. And my whole thing is change the narrative. Change the narrative of how you see it. And on those days of procrastination, do things that light a fire in your spirit, something that's creative. Because what I find is that the more that you create, the less you procrastinate. The less procrastination days you have when you're actually in that flow of the universe. And that's how you'll know whether it's God's plan or not. Because if it's not bringing you creativity and the inspiration that you need, then you shouldn't be doing it.
There you go. All right. Tess, bring us home.
Okay. I lived with a procrastinator, and then one day we had a discussion about it. That was my husband, and I said, you keep saying you're a procrastinator. He said, yeah, and then I said, really, that, so how come you love cooking? How come you love cleaning the house? How come you love doing those things, but you hate cutting the grass or painting a wall? And then he said to me, really? I don't want to cut the grass. Really? I
Right.
don't want to paint any walls. That's what he said to me. So so I said, so you're not a procrastinator. Why don't you just tell me you don't want to do this? Because and you're labeling yourself as such. And because of observing him, what I did, I made sure if I had to do something, I was on it like white on rice. I went to it right away. And then I went on the phone and I hired people to do what he didn't like to do. So we solved the procrastination problem. And if he didn't know anything about gardening, but he could tell me the smell of all the roses because all he did was sat there and inhaled them. but he, and he didn't know how to make a plan for a celery plant. But when they were ready to harvest, he was out there with his knife and his basket like a little woman. So what he liked to do, he did. And people labeled
Right.
him a procrastinator. And I found out he just didn't want to do it. So I think a lot of people who procrastinate do not want to do that. Now, as for God's plan, if you believe it's God's plan, God gave you free will. So according to the God I understand, you have a will to choose. So when you say God's plan, is that God came down and shifted your plan. So, and I don't understand that. As much as I believe, I don't get it. I think you have a choice. You can choose, and it might be delayed because of other things. Why are you blaming somebody you haven't seen in person? So that's always my argument with my praying friends. They're telling me, well, God will help me. I said, no, you have to get up and go do this. So the woman took her clothes to the river and sat on a stone, waited all day for God to come to help her. At the end of the day, the sun was setting and God hadn't showed up yet. So I don't understand if it's God's plan that it's delayed. I don't know. I have never spoken to the guy myself.
I think the key for me is you still have to do your part,
I think
Nina.
so.
Like
Right.
you have to do your part and
Absolutely.
show up. And I get that. If it's either, some people will say God's plan, some people will say law of attraction. Well, you still have to show up and do your part, you know? And what's going to happen is, you know, these lessons have a funny way of keep coming back to us and coming back to us and coming back to us and coming until we decide to actually do something about it, right? Like that, this record just keeps playing. It's like, okay, now's the time. Now, like, when are you going to do it? And the message is still there until you finally decide to take action on it. So,
Yep.
you know, for me, how do you decide between if it's procrastination or delaying God's plan? It's much more about you. Are you doing your part? Because if you're just sitting there blaming God for not helping you, no, that's not a delaying God's plan. That's you just sitting there. But if you're showing up every day and you're doing your part, then maybe it's not procrastination, right? Like, are you proud of the effort that you're putting in every day? Because no matter how much a plan is laid out for you, you have to still go up. Even in movement makers, if I go and give the greatest plan, it still relies on people to then do it. You know, I can tell you what to do, but you got to go off and execute it. And if you're not, you could blame me and I could be a better teacher. But, you know, at the end of the day, the difference for this is really for me, are you doing your part in the plan? Because it's a two-way street. All right. That was a fun question. We went deep on that one. Okay, what else we got? Okay, here comes one. How to be certain in how we talk and act with certainty and confidence. So how do we act with certainty and confidence?
I don't think I should be the one answering this because I just do whatever. But you know, like that's just it. That's be you. Stop worrying about what other people are going to think about you. Just be your authentic self. Yes, am I over the top for some people? Yes, I don't care. This is me. Like, this is the energy that I'm going to give you when you come here. I probably will make some people like, I cannot be with her all the time, but that's okay. It's okay. Be yourself. And that's how you gain confidence, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think.
There you go. All right. Tess, what do you got?
Well, you know that it doesn't run in my family. It gallops. Confidence and certainty doesn't run. It just gallops in my family. And you do get what they're saying. They're telling you, like people say, don't you ever stop? How many videos do you do in a day? Why are you doing that? And my new answer is the government is paying me my pension to stay home and do whatever I want. So it doesn't matter what I do. But I am confident because I want you to feel what I feel. I want you to understand what I'm saying. And you're going to get it if you can hear me, if you can feel me, if you can see me coming at you and telling you, just try it a little bit harder. Just push a little bit further. And I do what I do. And I'm labeled. I walk into the dentist's office and he said, your friend says you're too much. And I said, well, perhaps they're not enough. And so you get a lot of that. But when you're confident, it's in your attitude, it's in the way you walk, the way you think, the way you arrive, the way you help. And if you're certain of who you are, then there's nothing you can do. You can't change it, because if you change it, you're going to get sick. If you hide the true you and you're keeping it all inside, you'll get headaches or something else. But you have to let it go.
All right. TG?
Wow. So, yeah, I think they have said it well expressed. I think well answered. maybe what I think is like, just to add, one has to really be genuine for themselves. Whatever they have, be it small or big, they should start with what they know, and they have to talk that with sincerity and truthfulness. And that will give them the energy and the confidence to share whatever they have. And the attitude or the appreciation of what they're doing. I think we are beating ourselves too much. So we have to really be aware about that and try to encourage ourselves, encourage, the efforts that we have made and all the experiences we come with. So if we are genuine to ourselves, there is always something we can share for other people. That's really valuable to help.
I love it.
That's what I have.
That's great. Listen, I love it. For me, I think where I would struggle the most is whenever you're doing something new. Whenever you're doing something new you haven't done before, there's a risk of disappointing people. For me, it shows up the most when I have somebody big on the channel that I don't know their story too much of. Interviewing Matthew McConaughey or Deepak Chopra, or these people who I don't really know a ton about, and I'm interviewing them. Or when I'm going to go on stage, in front of a couple thousand people for Brendan Burchard's event or something, and I'm nervous because I don't want to disappoint people. The two things that help me are, one, I remind myself that I like to do difficult things, that I don't want to play small, that I don't want to back down, that even if I don't have complete certainty or confidence, those aren't good enough reasons to stay on the couch. Like, I'm going to go into those things. I don't want to be the person who shrinks every time I have a little bit of uncertainty or lack of confidence. And then the second thing that I use even more often is just service. Like, why are you doing this thing? Well, it's to serve, it's to help, it's to contribute, it's to be of value to somebody else. And anytime I lack confidence or certainty, if I can connect it to, I'm going to go help somebody else, like this thing that I make, my video or my book or my speech or whatever, some people may not like it, but the intention is positive, and I hope that it serves somebody. And whenever I can actually connect to that this can serve somebody, that gives me the extra confidence and certainty to go and do it, and risk failure and risk ridicule and risk judgment, because the intention is to serve. So I hope that helps. It was Ladies' Day here in the afternoon. I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies, for joining in. Go check out Susie, Tess, TG, and we'll see you tomorrow. Movement Makers.
Yeah,
you ready?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
10:30 a.m. Eastern. Can't wait.
10:30.
All right. Much love, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thanks
See
for
you.
watching.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.